Let me start by saying that you should absolutely not reproduce the bug that I'm about to show and explain here today. And you should absolutely not use it because this bug, using and exploiting this bug, goes straight against terms of service. It is without a doubt an exploit, and it is an unintended consequence of wargaming doing absolutely zero quality assurance and absolutely zero checking and listening to absolutely zero feedback. It is a consequence of their incompetence, don't get me wrong, but it is also still clearly a bug. It is clearly a glitch, and you should absolutely not be reproducing it because this is one of those things that could absolutely get you banned. Now, wargaming doesn't seem particularly eager on banning bots and stuff. I mean, I saw a thread recently about the guy who tried to report a bot and the community manager blocked him. So, Wargaming doesn't really care much about bots, but there are an absolutely completely demented glitch in the game right now, which should absolutely not be on live. But I have been summoned by so many people to make a video on this, and normally I wouldn't demonstrate a bug or show how it can be done and so forth, but considering other people have already posted it live and it's public knowledge and so forth, whatever, the cat's out of the bag, it's too late to try to shove it back into the bag. Basically, Wargaming, when they wanted to introduce something new to the game, basically every time Wargaming tries to introduce something new to their spaghetti code, they somehow end up breaking 15 other things. We've seen it before. A good example was when they introduced the camera changes. They introduced 15 different lock-on bugs, artillery bugs. We got the railgun bug. We got the torpedoes curving bug. Like, we got a ton of different bugs because they tried to touch one thing. Well, Wargaming's latest addition that they've tried to touch is, of course, the addition of these support consumables. Now, what Wargaming didn't take into account is, I can't show it because I'm not in, but I can show a video of it. These support consumables, they're supposed to be limited to clan battles only. But of course, someone realized that, well, you can select the support consumable, and then when you have the support consumable selected, you can create your own division, and you can switch to random battle. And what happens here is, well, I can show you a video of this very same thing happening. What happens here is you have normal borings. You go clan battle, you select your support consumable, you create the division, and then you switch. After locking in your division, you can go, he goes co-op because he's a nice fella, but you can also go random battles, which is is what a lot of people are doing right now. They are bringing their support consumable into random battles, so they can literally deploy their support consumables in random battles. So this alone would already be considered pretty goddamn game breaking when you consider how broken many of these consumables are. So this alone would already be considered like, this is already game breaking. Okay, this is already game breaking. This is completely demented, and the fact that Wargaming allowed this to be added is just completely goddamn bonkers. So, you'd think, what does a support consumable do? Well, they can do a lot of things. The support consumables, they have, like, if you're a battleship in particular, well, I can show you if you're a battleship in particular, the support consumables can do all sorts of bonkers things. They can give you heals to you and your entire team. They can make you immune. They can call immune to damage. They can call down smokes. You can use speed boost for your entire team. Like, they are basically completely busted. And it's supposed to be like you can bring 1 or 2 or something to clan battles, but everyone can bring them to random battles right now by doing that. Once again, let me reiterate, do not copy this bug. Do not copy this bug, because this is shit this is a clear exploit, and this can get you banned. Now, you'd think, wow, Flamu, Wargaming sure fucked up. This is really terrible. Well, yes, but as I mentioned earlier, when Wargaming touches one thing, they usually break a million others. And there's another follow-up that has come from this support bug. Mainly, it basically breaks the game. So what happens is, I can explain first how it happens. If well, we can showcase first so you can see what it looks like. We can showcase first so you see what it looks like. I would like you to pay attention to the Marceau in the back. You note that the Marceau in the back over here, he's got 0 health. He has 0 out of 25,000 health. And despite being hit, well, and burning, his health isn't full going down, and his ship isn't actually sinking. So, yeah, he's got maximum AR. He's taking no damage. He is immune to sinking. His ship cannot sink. And even more hilarious is when he goes. He says, "I'm trying to die," and he says he's gonna go in for a ram. And he's going in for a ram, and this is where, of course, it gets even more hilarious because, well, he goes in for the ram. He's got 0 health in his Marceau. Goes in for the ram on the guy with 20k health. Well, he rams him to death, and Die Hard, he's still alive. Basically, he has become immune to all damage. He has become immune to sinking. He has become immune to sinking. So, how does this tie together? Well, it's someone who used that exploit earlier to get the clan battle consumables into randoms. Apparently, if you time it right, well, it's apparently not even that difficult. And once again, normally I wouldn't explain how to do this, but the cat's out of the bag. People are doing it all over the servers, which is a really bad idea. Trust me, you can absolutely get banned for this shit. The cat's already out of the bag. If you get your clan battle support consumables into random battles, and then you use it just before you die, your health goes to 0, and you stop taking damage. You can't die. You become unkillable for the rest of the match. And yeah, no, it's just completely bonkers. And apparently, well, the clan you saw there, the D Sky, they've got some other dudes who are also doing it. Like in this case, you can see a guy running around with 0 health, also a D Sky, a Yamato player, and a P Sky. Oh, they're P Sky, sorry, P Sky, and they're both running around with 0 HP Yamatos. Unkillable Yamatos, and this is in random battles. This is in random battles on the live server right now. This is on the live server right now happening. So people are exploiting the fuck out of this as we speak. So if you suddenly in a random battle you see a guy with 0 health and he's not dying, he's never gonna die. You're gonna lose that match unless you get one of your own teammates who's also exploiting and doing it to them. In fact, in terms of game-breaking bugs. In terms of game-breaking bugs, this is probably one of the most game-breaking bugs I've ever seen Wargaming add and fuck up. Yeah, I think Wargaming, yeah, they are aware, and they've given a pretty clear warning on this. We are aware of the current issue with the ability to use team consumables in modes other than clan battles. We are currently working on a fix. We recommend to not use this exploit, as doing so can result in sanctions due to EULA violations. Dude. What a pathetic warning, though. They are so hesitant. We recommend to not use this exploit, as doing so can result in sanctions. What the fuck kind of Bro, what they should have said, do not use this. If you do, we will ban you. That's how a fucking company that has a proper player base and has some balls would formulate their warning. But Wargaming is so terrified of banning anyone. Like, they don't want to ban anyone for anything in this game. Like... Cheaters, I mean, they had cheater in their super test back in the day, all these bots and stuff. They don't want to ban anyone. So this is the softest warning I've ever seen. We recommend to not use this exploit, as doing so can result in sanctions. Bro, what they should have said, don't use this exploit or we'll fucking ban you. That's what they should have said. But this is so pussy, man. This is so pussy. Like, this is not something you accidentally do. This is not... Whoopsie daisy, we accidentally did this. No, you have to go through a series of steps to reproduce this. It's no fucking accident, and you should absolutely be able to ban anyone who uses it. But they're too afraid to ban anyone. The sad part is, of course, that that warning and all of that. It's once again, it's on a separate platform. It's a third party platform. There's no warning in the game. There's no information. This is basically what happens every time Wargaming has some huge fucking bug. They try to hush it. They try to hush the whole thing, and they don't want to address it too quickly. Honestly, they usually drag their feet with this shit, which is probably why a lot of people contacted me about this thing and said, "Hey, Flamu, can you please make a video so they fix it?" which I find really funny, because people are always like, I don't like Flamu at all. Fucking Flamu, I hate him. And then when there's some fucking huge bug or some bullshit monetization or some straight up lie, they're like, oh man, I wish Flamu made a video on this so it gets fixed. Like, every time, man. Every goddamn time. Proper company would disable the mode. Yeah, I mean, they should hotfix the whole thing and kill the consumables until they can fix that shit. But no, they're just... It's happening right now live on the servers. People are doing it right now live on the servers. It's completely fucking demented. And more and more people are being spotted running this shit. Like, more and more people are running around exploiting this shit. And obviously, the exploit is going to get worse and worse throughout the day, throughout the week. And because of Wargaming's probably incredibly soft-handed warning, it might even become even worse. It might even become worse. Like, didn't you read the warning? I posted it on a trash can a second block down the road. Yeah, exactly. Like, they give an extremely soft-handed warning that you need to find. It's not even in announcements, by the way, that warning. That warning is not in an announcement. You need to find on their Discord, in their game discussion forum, you need to find a thread. You need to find a thread. Is there even an announcement on it? I don't think they announced it. Oh, they announced it just now. They announced it actually 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago they announced that don't use it. Oh, but they didn't even ping. Yeah, no, this should be something on the front page. Like, this should be when you boot up the game or whatever, don't use it. But it's a very soft-handed warning against, and I don't think it's going to stop people from using it. And honestly, I'd be surprised if they actually do anything about the people exploiting it. I'd be very surprised if they do so, because like, maybe they'll get a week ban or something at the utmost. I'd be surprised if they even do that. Some guy tried to argue that like, they can't ban us because this is their fuck up. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how any of it works. But I honestly don't expect Wargaming. I'm not saying this a guarantee, but I'm saying I'd be surprised if Wargaming actually did something that required balls, which is give people the boot for using this. Because, I mean, when it comes to cheating, it's hard to find a more obvious cheat exploit than making yourself unkillable. Like, it's hard to be much more worse than that. Gotcha game shut down for less than that. Yeah, no. No games work like that. If you exploit anything, you're the person responsible. Yeah, exactly. It's that simple. The worst part is, this is horrendous. A horrendous look for them. Because many of these other bugs, it's kind of hard to notice them. Like, when we had curving bugs, when we had railgun bugs, when we had all of these things, it was pretty hard to notice that it was happening on servers. So Wargaming was pretty able to hush it pretty well, like, no, and then they eventually came out with a fix, despite the fact that it was people who noticed it suffered from it. But for the vast majority of the community, it was easy to brush under the rug and wait a while before fixing it. The problem they have with this bug is the optics. The optics are horrible. After all this talk about no cheaters or anything in the game, you're gonna have Joe Schmo, 70 years old, sitting at home playing his USS Iowa, and he's gonna fucking watch someone run around with 0 HP, tank all his shells and kill him, and he's gonna go, what the fuck? And I think that's the one thing, the optics of it is the one thing that's gonna force Wargaming to fix this bug at record speed. Hopefully. Today's game should be really interesting, though, because I wonder how much demented stuff we're gonna see.